producing these YouTube videos for a long time now. A long time. Almost 3 weeks, in fact. I think that makes me an experienced old hand at this game, and gives me the right to make a few predictions about the state of society in the next 12 months. So here are a few of my wild guesses for your entertainment. I live in Britain now, so one thing that will affect me is Brexit. Well, you don't have to be Nostradamus to predict where the Brexit talks will be heading. Absolutely nowhere. The EU negotiators aren't prepared to give any ground until the Brits have made important concessions. But the Brits aren't prepared to move until they have reassurances from the other side. So each side is insisting that the other blink first. One thing has been agreed, that Britain will be out of the EU by March 2019, and I foresee that panic will set in with only weeks to go. Some unsatisfactory agreement will be thrashed out, one that we will live to regret well into the 2020s. What about terror attacks? Well, I have lost count of the number of major attacks that have occurred in all the time that I've been in this country, and I haven't been here that long. So I think that another one in the next 12 months is an absolute certainty. I'm not foolish enough to name which groups of people might be responsible, as I don't want to get arrested, but there are some people in society who don't share the same values as the rest of us. I'll say no more on the subject. Bound to happen in the next few months. Probably in Europe. Will Donald Trump go to war with North Korea? No, of course he won't. Donald Trump might be a narcissist and a psychopath, but he's not stupid. Actually, there's no might about it. The man's a narcissist and a psychopath, but he definitely isn't stupid. He's not going to let himself go down in history as the first president since Truman to approve a first strike using nuclear weapons. Similarly, Kim Jong-un isn't stupid either. He knows that any nuclear strike he launches against the US will be shot down before it gets anywhere close, and will bring down American retaliation like the wrath of God. All these two are doing is squaring off against each other, puffing out their chests and trying to look macho. It is testosterone-fueled one-upmanship. Nothing more. Speaking of Donald Trump, he doesn't have half as much power as people think he has. When he took the oath of office, people lost their minds. They were screaming in the streets. There were predictions that within 100 days World War III would have started. But Congress and the Senate seemed to block his every move, not to mention the Supreme Court. Take it from me. In January of next year, not one brick of that famous wall will have been laid, and his Muslim ban still won't have come into force. European countries are in the process of passing legislation to shut down free speech, and this can only speed up in the year to come. If you are watching this video in 2019 or later, then you are almost certainly not in Germany. The politicians in Germany and Sweden have dug a huge hole for their citizens, and they are all busy jumping into that hole. And the only way that the establishment in those countries have to postpone the collapse of society is to pass ever more draconian laws. They must realize that they are just screwing the lid down on the pressure cooker ever tighter and making the inevitable explosion even worse when it happens. But what else can they do? The runaway railway train that is radical feminism will continue to career ever faster along the tracks towards the buffers that is the collapse of the welfare state. That train has no brakes, and there are far too many activists who are shoveling wood into the furnace. We will see more universities in the US imposing their far-left ideological dogma on their staff and students, and not tolerating any dissent on their campuses. This has already started to come true, as the University of Mississippi has resolved to punish students if they make so much as one statement that anyone else finds offensive. Link below. Finally, I predict that before December 2018 is out, I will have at least 6 subscribers. I also predict that this time next year I will be back to see how these predictions turned out. Please let me know what you think will happen in 2018 in the comments below. Shog out.